Complete Xactimate Level 3 training is available right now at adjustertvplus.com. The Draper sketch is the kind of project that makes new adjusters freeze. A huge diagram with peak ceilings, a ton of rooms, and a layout that can eat up hours if you don't know the right shortcuts. The Draper sketch is a level 2 exercise, and we have levels 1, 2, and now a full Xactimate level 3 user certification inside of adjustertvplus.com if you want to get the full training. So in this training, I'll walk you through the Draper diagram step by step so you can see how to stay efficient, stay accurate, and get a solid diagram even on massive houses like this one. Starting now. So you want to boost your career the smart way, right? Every year, top recruiters, team leads, and hiring managers gather at NACA, and you can sit down with them in person. This is where real careers get started. Scan the QR code or go to nacaadjusters.org right now and let them know that Adjuster TV sent you. Hey, what's up? Matt here with Adjuster TV, and in this Sketch Lab supplemental training video, we're going to work on a level 2 sketch, which is the Draper sketch from the Xactimate level 2 certification prep. And this is kind of a big one. We're going to be changing ceiling heights, floor heights. We've got the vertex tool, some different shaped ceilings, and quite a few missing walls, openings, doors, and windows, and things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing, kind of the final image that you're going to end up with. And you'll notice that you've got a couple of bedrooms with a shared bath, like a Jack and Jill bathroom between them, and then a primary bathroom with another primary bedroom with another bathroom, kitchen, study, like a great room, and a dining room and a living room and a garage. And then we've got our standard pantry with the angled wall on it. The garage is sunken. It's got a couple of overhead doors on it, and then it has a little tiny stair, which is a little bit of a kind of cause some headaches because it's a little bit weird. So let's go ahead and jump into this one and get it built. So I'm going to start with the primary bedroom. I'm going to start down here in the lower left-hand corner on this one and just kind of work my way around. I will change the ceiling types and all that stuff after we've got basically the layout of the whole thing out, so that it makes it a little bit easier to kind of get the broad strokes of this thing and then drill down to the details. So start with this primary bedroom. So use the R tool, drop a room on. I'm going to change the name so I know where I'm at. Primary bedroom, and that room is 12'10" by 14'4" with a little offset. This is 14'4", 14,4. This is 12,10. Being a great adjuster isn't just about policy and software. You got to know the difference between hail damage and worn out shingles. Hague has the gold standard books and certifications to back you up in the field or at the desk. Scan the QR code or hit hagueeducation.com and use Adjuster TV for a discount and level up with Hague. I'm going to pull this primary bath off of it. So I got the B key and just going to get this thing rolling here. So kind of like just pull the rooms out and then work on the measurements from there. Well, it's 5'4" and 8'4" on the outside. So let's change those numbers because those are the ones we can get our hands on. So 5'4" and 8'4" is this number here, 8,4. It's not clear in the diagram what the inside measurement is, so we're going to go ahead and go with the ones that are visible. So this is the primary bath. It is not a subgroup of the primary bedroom for some reason. And now we're going to pull the kitchen off just to the right of this. So we'll pull out, the kitchen is, I don't make this easy on you, 5'7" and 4'5". So that's 7 inches and 5 inches is a foot. So it's 10 foot wide. So it's 10 foot. And then it lines up with this wall here. So snap that wall together. So this is the kitchen. Kind of have to infer measurements sometimes. We're going to drop the pantry in here, and I will make the angled wall on this. Again, using I used the brake tool there, and then I held down Control to pull this wall out. Left click, held and drag that thing. Double click this pantry. It is a subgroup of the kitchen, and the dimensions of it are 4 by 4 on the inside. So 4 by, oops, nope, 4 by 4. And then we have our vertex. I'm going to tap the V as in Victor key, and then so it creates a hinge point for me. I'm going to click this one down. It snaps to 45 degrees, and I want the outside number here to be 2'3", and this one to be 2'5". So I'm going to select that and go 2,3. See if that does it. Oh, well, this is 2'5" because it has a bay window on it. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the wall tool to create this bay window. So I'm going to go Shift W. I'm going to start it right there in that kind of that corner. Click once, come out my 2'2" right there, and then I'm actually going to snap this here and run it straight into the wall. And then that will allow me to then grab this vertex right here and snap it back to where I need it to be, which is going to give me the exact dimensions that I want. So I want to make sure that this is 2'2", so I'm going to select this wall to move it, 2,2, and then I'll click this wall. I can either use the missing wall tool or just hit the delete key on my keyboard to give me that. The alternative to this, there's another way to do this. So let's try it. See if I can delete. There's only 5 levels of undo, so that's why I had to delete the rest of that. So I think another way to do this is to actually create a room off of here. Hold down the Control key, or sorry, don't hold down the Control key. Just left click, hold, and drag. Pull this down pretty close to where you want it. And then you can grab these corners, pop one in, pop the other one in, and then that will make it to where this room is the entire room and not an extra room here. But I want to make sure that this is 2'2" right here. So I'm going to click that, 2,2. And we'll add windows to that later. Okay, next thing we want to do is we're going to add our study on off of the kitchen. And the study is basically 8 foot, and it shares this wall. So hold down the Control key, left click, hold and drag, click the number up there, hit 8, and we're going to call it study. And then we're going to add our foyer on just to the right of that. So I'm going to use the brake tool and come up about 2, maybe 3 feet right there. Hold down the Control key, left click, hold and drag that handle. And it looks like it's 4'6", 4,6. And this is 7'4", this number. 7,4 for the inside of that. And we're going to call that our entry foyer. Okay, so far so good. All right, if you're making real money as an adjuster, don't leave your career exposed. Errors and omissions and general liability insurance from Kaplik is designed just for you, and it might even be cheaper than what you're already paying. Snap this QR code right here or visit cplic.net/adjustertv to grab the free guide and lock in smarter protection today. Let's do our, let's kind of work on the other side now. This is where it gets a little bit tricky with this one. It's because you have the dining room and the living room are 2 separate rooms that have a specific dimension, and it's a little bit hard to kind of unpack where one starts and the other one ends. But it's kind of important because, especially when you're taking the final, Xactimate's Xactware is going to be asking for specific dimensions. But we'll give it a shot. So we'll go ahead and pull the walk-in closet off of the primary bedroom. So I'm going to tap the B key here. And actually, I'm going to pull 6'1", 6'1". Let's just do it this way. So hold down the control key, left click, hold and drag. This is 6'1", 6,1. And this will kind of give us, this will set us up for success, I think, in these other two rooms. So then from here, we'll do the bathroom. It's also a 6'1" in there. Hold down the control key, left click, hold and drag. Pull it out a little ways, 6,1. Let's name this the walk-in closet. And we'll name this the bathroom. Okay. This is the width of this room is going to be basically line up with these two rooms. So this whole area here, these two giant rooms that are going to be in here. So I think what we'll try to do is hold down the control key and pull this out all the way across. And we'll pull this down to there to snap it into that wall. So we have one giant room here, but what we can do is hold down the control key, left click, hold and drag, and pull this over to where it kind of lines up sort of with the kitchen, or roughly the middle of the wall here. 4'7", I think is what it wants to be here, 4,7. And then this is the dining room, and this is the living room, which looks like this is 4'6" across here. Okay, now all we do from here is delete that wall, and we've got the living room, the dining room here, and the living room here. Okay. Now, and we're just gonna lay these rooms out, and then we'll work on the finer details as we go. So let's add a bedroom up here. We'll hold down the control key, left click, hold and drag, a 12-foot room by, let's see, 8'2" plus 3'10", 2 inches plus 10 inches is a foot, so it's 12 feet. So it's a square room, 12 feet. And if you're wondering what I'm looking at, Xactimate's not giving us exact numbers here. They're kind of giving us like this, at least in the finished diagram. Okay, from here, I want to go ahead and name this room my bedroom 1. And then I'm going to add another room here for the utility closet. So I'm going to hold down the control key, left click, hold and drag. That's 2'11" right there, 2,11. And then this one is my shared bath. And this one is my utility closet. And then this one is bedroom 2. Now we've got, just have to add in a couple of closets. So tap the B key, click once to grip my wall move tool, or my wall handle here. Hold down the control key, left click, hold and drag, and pull this out about 5 feet. This dimensions of this is 2 foot by 5 foot. So I want to move this number back in, this wall a little bit. I'm going to call that closet 1 and make it a sub room of bedroom 1. So closet 1, bedroom 1. Tap the B key. Hold down a control key, left click, hold and drag about 5 feet. Get it locked in exactly where we want it. It's 2 foot, not 1 foot 11 5/8. And then double click this. Closet 2. And it goes subgroup of bedroom 2 right there. And I was just I tabbed down to here, and then I just kept hitting the B key until it kind of gave me what I wanted. Right. The alternative to that on the subgroup thing is you can click on the down arrow and pick any one of the rooms. Right. You can start typing S for study or L for living room to make it a subgroup of whatever you want to. Okay. Now from here, we got all those rooms. We need to add our garage. So I'm going to pull that straight off of this room here. Hold down the control key, left click, hold and drag this out to 17 feet. And then it's a 14'10". This wall here needs to go down. So 14, 10. Okay. This is the basic bones of this particular diagram. Pretty significant diagram. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make some alterations to some of these rooms, primarily the bathroom, the walk-in closet, dining room, living room, and then this, which is the garage, which I need to name real quick here. So garage. And the garage, to start, has a floor height that is 1'3" below everything else. So I'm going to double click here and do my floor height at 1,3, change this to below, and then my ceiling type is a box, but the ceiling height needs to match the rest of the house. So I'm going to make the ceiling height in the garage 9,3. So that lowers the floor here, which if you leave the default, it'll also pull the ceiling down. So we need to raise the ceiling up a little bit so that it matches everything else. So as you can see, the ceiling matches, but the floor is below. And now we need to work on our ceilings in these two rooms. So the living room and the dining room have a peaked ceiling. So I'm going to open up the living room here, do my ceiling type as peaked. The peak height is 12. Sorry, that's wrong. I don't want to do that. Yeah, there we go. Peak height is 12. Looks like it defaults to it automatically. Tall walls 8, short walls 8. That should do that. So that'll make that room a peak, which you can kind of see there. And then the dining room is same thing. So ceiling height is peaked. Distance to peak is 6'3", 12.88. So there you go for that. These walk-in closet and the bathroom have sloped ceilings. The short wall is 8 and the tall wall is 12. The tall wall wants to match and wants to be in the center. So we're going to have to probably use the orientation tool. So we'll start with the bathroom. Ceiling type is sloped. Short walls 8, tall walls 12, right? But you can see the arrow is pointing the wrong way. This is what that looks like. So it's not right. So what we do is you grab the orientation tool and flip that. So now it should be correct. Now I just need to do that to the walk-in closet. Ceiling type sloped, and it automatically went the right way to start. So that's good to go. So now my dining room, living room, walk-in closet, and bathroom all have peaked ceilings. And just to knock this one out of the way, because this is the trickiest thing on this diagram, I think, and that is adding the step and door to the garage. To get that little like two riser stair in here, we're going to grab the C key, hold down the shift key, and tap the tab key to rotate it counterclockwise, tab without shift to go clockwise. And I'm going to I don't want to snap it to the wall because this is where it gets weird. But I'm just going to kind of bring it out here, click once, and then snap it into that wall and click again. And then from here, what I want to do is kind of mess with the properties. I'm going to start by changing the walls to wall type missing above stairs and no balustrades. So wall type is missing above stairs, no balustrades. So that gets us started with some stairs. Now it still kind of looks kind of weird, right? There's a giant step at the bottom, but we can fix that. But the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to open up the properties of the stairs, and we're going to change the floor height to 1,3 to match the floor height of the garage below. Right, and that will drop our staircase down to the floor, but we still have the issue of the too many stairs, right? We only want 2 stairs. So we're going to change the number of risers to 2, and then bring this in to 1 foot because our tread depth is 1 foot. Take a look at this, And still a little bit weird because it still has the same height, but it has the wrong, I'm sorry, it has the same height as the original 5 steps. So we need to change that. So we open this up and say that the riser height is actually 7.5 inches, 7.5, which will make it 7.5. The total rise is 1'3". The tread depth is 1. But that should get us in the ballpark. Should get us there. So that's pretty much what that stair wants to look like, more or less. Let's just make this missing end to end. I think that's what it wants to be. Yeah, missing end, not missing above stairs, but missing end to end. Should get us the steps that we want. So they go to the floor, from that floor to that floor. So we're good to go there. We'll start from the outside and work our way in. So we'll do our windows, and then we'll do our missing walls, which I think there's really only one missing wall. Well, there's 2 actually, and we already took care of it right between these 2. And then we'll do the doors after that. So let's start with our windows. So for our windows, for the garage, bathroom, shared bathroom, they're 4 by 5, 1, 4.0 by 5'1". I'm sorry. For the garage, the bathroom, and the shared bathroom, the width is 4 foot, the base height is 5 feet, and the height is 1 foot. So we're going to do 3 of the same window, starting in the garage. And that window is on this back wall. Right, so we'll do a W for our window. Just add that window in there. Double click it. The width is 4. The base height, we'll do the height as 1 and then the base height as 5. So that makes us a wide, high, skinny window, right? So you don't want people peeking in your garage and looking to see where the chainsaw is, or what kind of car you've got in there, right? So we're going to right click, copy, and we're going to paste that window to the bathroom and the shared bathroom. So we have a shared bath here. So we're going to right click, paste right there, right click, paste right there. So now we've got 3 windows on there, 3 little skinny guys. Okay. And now we have, for bedroom 1 and bedroom 2, these 2 windows, we have a 4 foot wide by 4 foot high with a base height. So it's 4 by 4 with a base height of 3. So drop in a regular old window in there, and those windows go pretty much there. So 4 is really the only thing I need to change. So the width was 4, the base height was 3, and the height is 4. So that's our square window. So I'm going to copy that and then paste, which loads it onto my, paste, Control V, loads it onto my cursor, and I'm going to drop it right there. So now we have those 2 windows, square windows. And now we're going to do bay window, which is a 1 big 3'6" window, base height of 3, height of 4. So 3'6" by 4'0", and a 1'4" by 4'0". 2 of those. So on our bay window, we have 3'6" by 4'0", and then on each side we have a 1'4" by 4. Right, so do a window here. I'm going to basically just kind of drag out something, double click it, and it's 3'6" by 4. So 3,6 by 4. And if you really wanted to, you could center it up. It's kind of centered already. And I'm going to do a little one here, and I'm going to copy and paste it after I create it. But I'm going to tap the W key, left click, hold and drag. About 1'4", double check it, 1,4. And that should create actually the window we want. 1'4" by 4, base height of 3. So I'm going to right click on there, copy, right click, paste. It's loaded on my cursor. Put that one in the middle there. And that gives us our bay window windows. Okay. And then the next thing we got, let's see, is that all the windows? Surely that's not all the windows. Okay, so those were the non-standard windows. So we have several more regular old windows. So in the primary bedroom, we've got 2 default windows. So I'm going to tab W. I'm going to hold down the control key for all these. So click and click. And then we got one in the study. Click. I'm holding down the control key the whole time here. And then we've got one over here. One over here, while still holding down control. And I think that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like all the default windows. So now I have all my windows on. Okay, that's what that looks like. 3D view is pretty handy, and you're probably going to be using it all the time. Kind of get an idea of what you're working with. Okay, next thing we're going to do here, I think that's all the windows. So we're going to do our missing walls first. So we have a missing wall 5 foot wide by 6 foot 8 with a flat arch on the kitchen. So that's going to go right there. So I tap the M key, left click, hold and drag a 5 foot. This is going to get weird. Double click it, flat arch, and that should give us that. You got to kind of start that one close to this wall here, because it won't let you go past this wall sort of delineator where that wall used to be. It'll get weird on you. So if you tried to make one that was bigger that came over into here, it probably wouldn't work quite right. Missing wall. That is the only missing wall. Okay, now let's do our doors. We're going to do our default doors first. And there's a bunch of them. So foyer door, pantry, study and walk-in closet, closet bifolds. Okay, so all the regular doors except for the entry are standard doors. So we'll put in all of those regular old default doors. I'm going to tap the D key to load it onto my cursor, and I'm going to hold down the control key to kind of keep it on my cursor, and I'm just going to start slapping doors in here. Oops. D, holding down the control key, utility closet, this bathroom, right here, right here, right here, and right here. Oh, this is going to be weird. Oh, it worked. That looks like all the doors that are defaults. I misspoke. We do have one more missing wall, and it's right here. I'm just going to hit the delete key and remove that. All right, let's make the front door, which is D, left click, hold and drag. This is a 3 foot door. It's kind of typical for interior or for exterior entry doors to be 3 foot or even bigger. And then we have garage doors, which we're going to use the, let's see, where's the doorway tool? Overhead doors, and they're 7 by 7. So 7, I'm going to flip that. So it's on the other side. I'm going to right click, copy. Actually, I'm going to double check the measurements first. 7. Now I'm going to right click, copy, right click, paste, and then center it up over here for our garage door. Right? Pretty cool. Now we have a sliding door off of the living room. It's 5 foot by 6 foot 8. So we're going to go back up here to doorway, sliding, and make a 5 foot door. Default height is 6 foot 8. Next doors we have, we'll do the, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 bifold doors. And then we have the last one, I believe, will be the pantry door. And then that should wrap this sucker up. So we're almost there. Thank you for hanging in there with me through this one. This is kind of a big one. This one covers a lot, especially with that little weird stair that drives me crazy. So door, left click, hold and drag. This one, these closet doors, 3-foot bifold. So that's still stuck on sliding. Bifold, the width is 3 foot. So that one, I'm going to right click, copy. I'm going to right click, paste. Oops, oh shoot. Right click, copy, right click, paste, center it up, flip it. And then we got one going from the walk-in closet here. So we got D for door, still on sliding, of course, bifold. And this one is 5 foot wide. And the height, of course, is 6'8". This door is the same as this door here. Paste. There you go. Last door, pantry door. This one is a 2 foot by 6'8" door. So I'm going to tap the D key on the keyboard and left click, hold and drag. 2 foot. Standard door. Make this 2 foot. Center it up a little bit. And there you go. That is the Draper. And that is the Draper diagram. Okay, once you've got Draper down, you're ready for the Hernandez sketch. This is a multi-floor building that combines almost every technique from level 2 training. This is where sketch really starts to click, and I'll show you exactly how in the next video, and you can watch it right here. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great storm.